Hello fellow knife heads and welcome back to my channel. Today I've just got a quick little video on the Kershaw link, specifically the 1776 NBBW model. That's the navy blue and blackwash blade that you see here on the table. This knife came out in 2015, well not this particular one, but the Kershaw link came out in 2015. It had the GFN, the glass-filled nylon handles, 420 HC blade steel, and since that time we've seen a couple different variations. They've introduced the Tonto models. House of Blades did sprint runs in S35 VN. You've got this particular one, which I believe is new for this year, or within the last few months anyway, from Kershaw with the blue and black wash blade. But really cool knife from Kershaw. I'll go ahead and hit just some of the quick specs. You're looking at an overall length of 7.6 inches. Blade length is right around 3¼ inches. The weight is 4.7 ounces. Let's see, the thickness of the handle is just a hair under ½ of an inch. Blade thickness is 0.11. It's got that nice swedge on top, so it really tapers down to a nice thin blade, good for slicing and cutting. It's a 420 HC blade steel, which we'll hit on that real quick. You know, if you're familiar with like Buck's 420 HC, they're higher carbon content 420. While they're not super high carbon like some of the super steels that you see, it is a higher carbon amount. It allows that blade to get a little bit hardness on it compared to standard 420. It's a good blade for everyday cutting tasks, and I guess for me the real benefit of it is that when it does go ahead and its edge folds or wears down, it's very quick to taking a fresh edge. So that's a huge bonus in my opinion, especially if you're new to sharpening, or maybe you've got just more of a basic sharpener. I mean, even just a whetstone or a strop, and you're going to be able to get this thing right back up to a nice sharp edge, cutting edge. So that's definitely a bonus. It is right hand or left hand carry. You can see they've got the holes there to switch it over. Excuse me, I've been fighting a cold for the last week. Tip up carry, left or right hand side. It is spring assisted opening, so if you're not familiar with Kershaw by now, a lot of their knives tend to be the speedsafe, and this knife is no exception to that. There you go ahead and see the part number 1776 NBBW, made in the USA. You got your little flag on there. Kershaw definitely, you know, no shortages of their, markings on the knives. I don't know why they like to repeat themselves so many times on it, but it is what it is. The knife itself, though, is just an awesome knife. I mean, you can score these for under $45, and you're getting an American-made knife. While I don't normally like speed assisted or speed safe, it don't really bug me on a knife in this price point. If anything, it's slightly a bonus on a knife that you're getting here. You know, it's a stateside made knife in that price range. But really cool knife, really good looking knife. Came razor sharp, just like the original one that I got in 2015 when they first dropped the original version of the link. You know, good sharp edge to it. Ergonomics are real good. It's a the weight is up there a little bit for a size the knife is, but the ergonomics and the overall profile and the thinness of the handle make it for, you know, a slender carry. So it feels real good in the pocket, feels real good in the hand. There's not a lot of jimping. There's not a lot of, you know, it's not like G10, so you're not having a lot of, you know, texture or some rough jimping up top. So it will move around in the hand a little bit, especially if you tried to, say, use this for any sort of field dressing or any sort of wet cutting task where you get some moisture, you know, in your palm or on your fingers or on those handles. I could see where maybe it would move around a little bit, but for most day-to-day tasks, it's going to be perfectly good in the hand as far as control goes. And it feels really good in the hand, so that's obviously a huge bonus. You do have a hole in the back of the knife there for a lanyard option, which I was running one, but I took it off just for the video, just to make it a little bit cleaner. What else? I don't even know what to hit on. You know, hollow ground drop point blade. Flipper tab, but it's assisted. Alright, so this is very similar to Zero Tolerance's 0770 knife. If you go ahead and look at, or maybe you own one of those knives, Ergonomics, the general handle shape and blade shape and stuff, they're very, very similar. You can see where the designs draw from one another on both those knives. The only thing for me with the 0770 is there's probably other knives I'd rather pick out of Zero Tolerance in that price range, or maybe have to add a little bit more than what the 0770 costs. But I would probably pick something a little bit different just because I'd want to get away from that SpeedSafe. Again, that's just my personal preference. I don't own too many knives that have assisted opening or this Kershaw SpeedSafe. But that's the other thing too, is for me with Kershaw's, I have tended to have all my Chinese-made Kershaws have gone by the wayside years ago. I still kept a few, that were collaborations with, Hinder or Rexford Designs and stuff. But for the most part, I just keep around, the American-made Kershaws. I tend to like them better. I think the fit and finish of them is a little bit better than their Chinese counterparts. Obviously, the materials used are going to be slightly better. Well, that's the other thing too. If I didn't mention, these are stainless steel liners. They're fairly beefy, so the lockup is real solid on this knife. It has a good sound when it engages, and there's no play or rock or nothing like that. Go ahead and give you a quick size comparison. Here's another USA-made Kershaw. This is the Skyline, specifically the orange version. Go ahead and switch their orientation because it'll always kind of change with the camera. And then here's that 0350, which the 0350, when I'm looking through the camera, is looking a lot bigger when actuality, as far as overall length and blade length and stuff goes, there really isn't a massive difference between the two, so take that for what it is. But this isn't really necessarily like a full review or anything like that. I just wanted to give it a minute. I really think it's a pretty knife. It looks good. I really like the blue. I really like the Blackwash. I'm not usually a huge Blackwash fan, but in that color combination on this knife, just its sleek, slender design, that dark, rich blue, it just looks really good. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have it. So it's just one I'm gonna get, and I'll use it, carry it from time to time. My wife actually likes carrying it, so she tends to have fingernails and stuff that she always does up. So she likes the assisted knives, and we don't actually own a whole lot of assisted knives. So she gravitated towards this one right away and has actually carried it quite a bit. That's one of the other cool things about it. I wasn't sure how well that blue finish, the anodizing on the aluminum, was going to hold up, but it's been collectively carried for 3 weeks, 4 weeks worth of actual pocket time, and that's with maybe keys going in the front pocket with it occasionally, or some change, and there's no real significant scratches or marring or chips or anything to that blue anodizing. So kudos to Kershaw for having a good solid finish on there. Alright guys, so like I said, I know it's just a quick little hit on the knife. I just wanted to give it a minute. Like I said, cool budget knife. You're getting stainless steel liners, aluminum handles, 420 blade steel, SpeedSafe assisted opening. It's a USA made knife, and you're getting it for under $50, and it feels great in the hand, and just be a good EDC knife, a good knife to add to the collection.